chuji anji podrana toksen sanji kanji ngonye rasana shurga muzma stunza same lama namla sorate kirba sanji chuva shikdani yamba drupa shunla tanda sanjine manere dambe janso noto janso shabla sorate lame chosame janso doje shirka kuru pema shumla ji shenri tsinga kyawe nyugu tanda trupa tanchine trupara o ranjin lame trambe kaje kosame charo shitro latso rale jana nepre tuyo yurmi chivara shinji lo. Homage to Sakyamuni Buddha, homage to all the lineage masters, homage to His Holiness Lama Achu Rinpoche, homage to His Holiness Gyalwai Nyugu Rinpoche. Everybody raised bodhicitta to benefit countless suffering sentient beings. And we continue these teachings on precious human life. What we've spoken about is the comparatives, we've spoken about the 8 freedoms, and now we're going to start speaking about the 10 advantages. And this, if we follow the long cell text, it starts Kerma. Within the 6 realms, the freedoms and advantages are difficult to find. Among human beings, it is difficult to meet with the Dharma. Though difficult, this precious jewel was found. Therefore, don't waste it, but accomplish the essence of practice. So that's the first paragraph of the long cell Monro. We have this precious human life. And why is it so precious? It's because with this human life we have the opportunity to attain enlightenment. Now this is what Buddha tells us, this is what the Gurus tell us, and they tell us often, they repeatedly explain to us how important this precious life is, how important this human life is. Now they're not doing this because they want to control us or they want us to conform to what they think. They're doing it because they know from their own experience that this life is very, very precious. And with this life we can attain realization. And they're telling us from their own realization, from their own enlightened state of mind. And they've realized why and how incredibly important this life is to attain this realization. And also the qualities that we have within ourselves. And that this life is so different to the normal life that we are living. And so they're trying to explain to us that this life is very important out of great kindness and out of great compassion. So it's really out of great kindness that they're telling us this. And this doesn't just come about out of thin air. We have this precious human life as a result of our previous positive karma that we generated in our previous lives. So it has come about as a result of great merit. And although we have it, there is no guarantee that we will have it next lifetime. We don't know what next life we will have, unless, of course, if we follow the infallibility of cause and effect. And what we've been doing is we've been practicing those actions of body, speech, and mind that are positive, that are generated or are conducive to having a precious human life in our next lifetime. However, we don't know what our previous lives' karma is. So this is, if we practice the Dharma well, and if we generate a lot of positive merit, then there's more possibility of attaining a precious human life in our next life. So, knowing this, the way to use this life the best way is to practice the Dharma. Use it meaningfully, to really cherish this life. So to use it meaningfully is to practice the Dharma. What do we do most of the time? We're mostly focusing on our material concerns, mostly focusing on what we want or what we don't have, what we'd like to have. We don't look at what we've got. Now, if we are chasing after or pursuing after all these desires or material concerns, then what happens is that, for one, we only have those material desires for this lifetime, or those material concerns. After this lifetime, we're going to have to leave all of these material things behind. In addition, there is no guarantee that we will have this material abundance or these material desires for our whole life. Many things can happen. What can happen is there could be a war, we could have an early death or early sickness that stops us from really enjoying the things that we have. There could be a natural disaster that takes it all away. There could, like for instance, a fire or an earthquake. Or we could even be just in a state of mind. We have all of it, but we're just really unhappy and we don't enjoy it. We don't appreciate it. We're discontent within our own mind, or we're pursuing even more, not enjoying what we've got. Or it could be stolen. So there's no guarantee that these material concerns will be with us all the time. We might even move and have to leave them behind. However, what we've got as well is we've got these inner qualities. And within these inner qualities we have an incredibly vast mind, the capacity for an incredibly vast mind, for incredibly vast love, kindness, generosity, patience, forbearance, great wisdom. However, it's going to be very difficult to realize these if we're always pursuing those external concerns or those material desires or material concerns. However, once we've got these, whether we have a lot materially or not, it's not really going to matter so much. And happiness, most of happiness, isn't really coming from the external world. Most of it is determined by our own perception. Most of it is determined by our own state of mind. And these qualities, when we have them, when we have generated them or we have cultivated them, then what happens is that wherever we go, we will take those qualities with us. So if we move to another country, move to a different city, those qualities go with us. If there's any kind of disaster, they can't be taken away. Nobody can steal them from us. And also, they will follow us to our next life. So this is also something to consider as well. Should we put more effort into realizing these great qualities within ourselves? How do we do this? We practice, we follow the Dharma. And we follow this in a step-by-step method. We practice renunciation, we practice bodhicitta, and we practice wisdom emptiness. This is the general guideline that is recommended in this tradition. And Buddha taught, as he said, he taught the 8 freedoms to explain to us how precious this human life is. Those 8 freedoms as a non-human is that we are not born in the hell realm, we're not born in a preta realm, we're not born as a hungry ghost, we're not born as in the animal realm, and we're not born as long-life gods. And in the human realm is that we are not born at a time that there's no Buddha, that we are not born with the wrong views, with defects with our senses, or that we're born as barbarians. Now we're going to start speaking about the 10 advantages. And what we'll start with is the 5 individual advantages. Now those 5 individual advantages are that we have a human life, that we're born in a central region or a country where there is the Dharma. The third is that we have our senses perfectly intact, that we don't have a conflicting lifestyle, and that we have faith in the Dharma. So the first of those is that we are born with a human life. Very important is this human life. It is the best condition to be able to obtain liberation, to free ourselves from samsara, and to attain enlightenment. 2 very important conditions. One is that we have this human life, and the second is that we have a guru, which is part of the 5 circumstantial advantages. And so being born with a human life is more precious than having a world full of jewels. Having a world full of jewels, again, these are material concerns and we only have them for this lifetime. And also having all of these, there's no guarantee that we are going to be free from suffering or we're going to be happy. However, if we practice to liberation, practice to enlightenment, we can be free of all suffering from then on. Once we've attained liberation, once we've attained enlightenment. And so it is so much more valuable, and to be able to do this, we have this human life. All right. And born in the human life, we might think, well, isn't it better to be born as a god? A god may be superior physically, may have more enjoyments, but it is not the ideal condition or the ideal realm to be able to attain enlightenment. Then, just in the fact that we have these incredible causes and conditions to have this human life in this lifetime is incredibly great merit. And so, do meditation, meditate really rejoicing in the fact that we have this good condition of having this human life. What are we doing so often? We're looking at what we don't have, as we said, instead of looking at the great opportunities that we do have. And having a human life is an incredible opportunity to be able to practice the Dharma and to transform our mind stream, to reduce all these negative thoughts and karma and all of this potential causes of suffering.